Hello, and welcome to Greet the Week. I am Mona Duncan, and today we're going to be looking a little bit at well, I called it Home for the Holidays, but although we're not really looking at the holidays as such, we're going to be looking at getting along with the people that we may be interacting with between now and whenever the end of the year is finished celebrating. And then how that we treat people and or how we allow other people to treat us, meaning that whatever we give is what we receive. And so I'm going to share the screen here and bring up the PowerPoint and share. Oh, wait a minute, that's not what I want. I think somebody else is coming in, so hold on. Okay, Sue is joining us. Okay, I need to stop sharing so then I can see what is on my calendar. Aha, there it is. So starting off with looking at, and I went directly to Google to get this information, to look at the 7 December celebrations. Let me put this out. Yeah. Okay. Hanukkah, the Feast of Lights, that there was, the oil was diminishing, but the light still shone for a full 8 days. And it was the rededication of the Second Temple of Jerusalem. And then St. Lucia, or also called St. Lucy's Day, is a Scandinavian big celebration honoring a saint, St. Lucy. And then solstice is coming up the 21st, which is a 12-day festival following. And then Christmas, December the 24th and 25th, although it's celebrating the birth of Christ, although it seems like it's an all-month thing with the decorating and the preparing. And then Kwanzaa, which is December the 26th to January the 1st, celebrating and commemorating the African-American culture. And I found it interesting that all of these have so many things in common. The commonalities include annual remembrances and preparation for it and anticipation of it. And that it includes light and darkness, the light that shone for 8 days without diminishing, and the lights of Christmas and the lights of solstice. Of course, that's actually the darkness also, in that it's the darkest day and the shortest day of the year. The commonalities is there's a lot of togetherness, but there's also a lot of separation, and sometimes we need that. And looking at that, they all include feasting and dancing and gifting. And it takes me back to, a quote that I read across that Dr. Glasser said I thought was so enlightening. It says, "What has led us to become the most intelligent of all living creatures is the constant conflict between the separate needs that we have." And so, just to refresh, the basic needs that we have, everyone has universally, is internal forces that drive us. One need is the need to survive and to reproduce. Another is the need to belong, or to love, to share, and to cooperate. The need for power, the need for freedom, the need for fun. And in accomplishing all of these needs, what has led to our growth as human beings, as learning more about life, is the fact that we're in constant conflict with all of these needs that we have and how to sort them out. And so sometimes whenever celebrations come, as in the whole month of December, and life and the gift list is ongoing. And it's cyclical. I mean, it keeps coming again and again and again. Matter of fact, not only did I look at the celebrations for December, but also looked at the celebrations for all year long. And I mean, all worldwide, every day, there is something specific that is being celebrated and that is being remembered from year to year to year. So these are things that are ongoing, they're never ending. And they usually involve giving gifts and also receiving. And of course, a gift does not have to be anything tangible. It can be a smile. It can be time spent together. And so it's looking at how we are endowed and how we are empowered, but also how we can give those things to others. That we always have choices, no matter where we are, no matter what we do. So no matter how we feel, we have the control over what we do. And looking at our total behavior card, I was wanting to look more at today how we engage with the people that we are around during any holiday, any celebration, and whether or not we appreciate them, and whether or not they can understand how much we enjoy their company. Because I mean, you know, there are conflicts. And here at the top of my behavior card that I drew out in keeping with Dr. Glasser's original behavior card is that Bob Mathis was an Olympic gold winner back in London in 1948, and he later became a coach. And when helping people learn, this one guy said, I just cannot make the high jump, because my body will not follow. And Bob Mathis told him, he says, throw your heart over the bar and your body will follow. And I guess what I'm trying to say here today is open the door and welcome people in, and you will truly welcome them, and they will receive that welcoming, that enjoying, that being a part of, because we always have choices and we always have control over what we do. And that this front part of our vehicle is what we are doing, and this back part is what we are feeling. And no matter what those feelings are, whether they are of joy or whether they are of either sadness or just griping or complaining, we can choose from the option of so many choices that is available, choices that we don't even know that we have until we become cognizant of it, that I can choose to cooperate, which was back to the need that we have not only to belong, but to cooperate and to get along. And so the poem here that I wanted to share, I thought was so powerful. It says, surrender is the strongest, most subservient thing we can do. It takes strength to admit you are weak. It takes bravery to show you are vulnerable. It takes courage to ask for help. And Holly Whitaker is the one that gave that advice. I think it's so beautiful. And I wanted to share so that whether it's on the highway that you're encountering delays and, well, just delays and rushing and trafficking and so forth, or whether it is when you're shopping, whether it's for groceries or whether it's to get gifts, just remembering that it takes courage to admit our weakness. It takes bravery to show that we are vulnerable, and it takes courage to ask for help and to be able to understand the law of reciprocity, which is that what we give is what we receive. And what we receive, we cannot give anything we have not received. We have to have received it before we can ever pass it on and give it. So in family and the connecting habits of always using the connecting habits, that is supporting and encouraging and understanding, is that those who really love us are always in our corner. They're always cheering us on, even though there may be some extenuating circumstances. And that those who are critical do not understand the law of reciprocity, that things come back at us because what we give is what we receive. And so over the holidays, in the being receptive, I think of the prayer of St. Francis, that help me to be an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, let me show love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. And remember, one of the commonalities of all of the celebrations throughout the month of December has to do with light and with darkness. Grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, and it is in pardoning that we are pardoned. And so this is short and sweet today. I hope it's sweet. It's short. I'm stopping with this. And whatever you are celebrating, or whatever you have been celebrating this month, I just trust that it has given you joy and been uplifting, and that you have many blessings for the remainder of the month.